cold. Good morning, boys and germs, and welcome to the Daily Crack today. Today, I'm breaking the law. Here in Melbourne, playgrounds and basketball courts and all these sort of places that are outdoors you're not supposed to be on. You're not supposed to be near because apparently they're rife with COVID or something like that. So, today I'm breaking the law. Full on. The fuck? Anyway, doesn't matter. Let's get into this shite today. Yesterday I popped up my video about, prioritizing yourself. Well, that was the theme of the video anyway. The things that you need to do in your life, or what are you actually prioritizing? Because a lot of people are putting everything else forward, or everything else in their lives first before they put themselves first. And then they wonder why they're sick, overworked, overwhelmed, underpaid, stressed out, dosed with anxiety, dosed with depression, and they just never seem to get ahead. Because no one's going to look after you, only you. Okay? Today's video, because people ask me, people fucking sent me messages saying, like, how do you prioritize yourself? And the fact that I have to make this video is an odd one, but here we go. So there's a couple of things that you can do for yourself that will help you start to prioritize yourself. But the first and foremost thing that you need to understand is, don't feel guilty. Don't feel guilty about putting yourself first, because this is the biggest culprit that stops people doing things for themselves, because especially like parents, because they have to look after kids, or a partner in a relationship. I don't want to do it because. So you show me a person that like is a pleaser, people pleaser, or a yes person. You show me a person that's fucking exhausted. So you got to recognize that about you. Are you that sort of person? Are you a people pleaser? Are you a yes person? Because if you are, you're exhausted. And especially what's going on in the world right now, you're not putting yourself first. You're putting everyone else first. And you're about to crack. And if you don't recognize this, you will crack. And once you crack, then you've seen an egg when it hits the floor. That sort of shit. All right? So, number one, learn to say no. Learn to say no. Learn to say no. It's okay if someone wants you to do something and you know deep down that your time isn't available to give to that person at that particular time. It's okay to say no. Don't even need to give an explanation. You just say fucking no. That's the first thing. Learn to say that. The next thing you can do, because I know lately, for myself, I've been kind of like, my head's been up my own hole. With everything that's going on, I'm not immune to this shit either. Getting on here, there's been days I've not wanted to get on the video because I don't even know what to talk about. I feel like I bring the energy, but some days the energy just isn't there. And I don't want to come on here forcing shit, because I know you guys can pick up on that like that. I've been told, you're like, oh yeah, is everything all right? You don't see yourself today. Fucking oath, I don't see myself today. But I have been feeling better, so hence I'm doing more of this shit. But the thing that helps me is, again, I've spoke about this before, pen and paper. Just sitting down, there's shit that's fucking bothering you. Stuff about your work, what you need to get done. Fucking just write down a little bit of a to-do list, and then just let whatever's coming to your head, let it flow. Like yesterday, I sat in my van and I was kind of going through numbers of how I want to kind of run my business, and because I've just moved online and I've moved away from my gym, and I'd like just doing that little exercise alone gave me a little bit of kind of feeling of calm. And it was good, And then also, like, you're writing down that to-do list, the simple pleasure of crossing out something on the to-do list. Now, I don't know about you. Maybe it's a fetish, but that's ridiculous. There's two things that give me the greatest pleasure. Doing a to-do list and then fucking striking something off that list. And then moving on to that next thing. And the second thing is meal prep. On a Saturday evening or Sunday, like after finishing all my food and having it all stacked there, I'm like, fucking sick. That is awesome. So that's just me anyway. Whatever. Fuck it. But to be careful, I'm breaking the law here. I'm on a playground. So yeah, sorry, I'm losing track. Prioritizing yourself. So how do you do that? So yeah, as I said, take it some time, 15 minutes a day. You know, it's not going to take away from your productivity. If anything, it's going to add to your productivity. Simple as. Listen to the way you talk to yourself. A lot of people, when something goes in any ways, arse ways, they're like, oh fuck, I'm so stupid. Oh fuck, why did I do that again? You know, it's your self-talk that you need to listen to. At times that's super important, because if you're talking to yourself and you're putting yourself down all the time, that's not good. So if you had a friend who's after fucking going through a breakup or at the worst point in their life or having their worst day ever, how would you talk to that friend? Because that's the way you need to talk to yourself. Super important. Recognize that. Recognize the way you're talking to yourself. How often do you treat yourself? You know, you don't need to go out and buy yourself fucking flowers and you go get them a fucking massage or anything like that. It's not even that needs to be done. It's how often do you, again, it's your self-talk, be like, fucking well done. You know, there's something on TikTok there where there's this video going, bitch, you're doing a good job, bitch, you're doing a good job. You know, that sort of shit, like, you know, praising yourself for doing the small things well. It comes back to your self-talk. Like, be like, fuck yeah, I did a good job there. When was the last time you treated yourself? Simple as. And there was one more I had on my mind that I wanted to talk about. I know it'll come back to me. But it's super important just to take that time on a daily basis to recognize what you're doing right. Oh, this is what it is. Yeah, the last one I had is prioritize what matters to you. Don't get swept up on what other people want in their lives. Like, this is a big one, and this kind of comes from social media. And get the fuck off social media every so often. But like, people, you know, have things that matter to them. Some people I have in my life that they're still great friends of mine, but they have a more materialistic view on things, and they like things. Like, some people are very passionate about cars and, you know, wanting like a fast car and a big engine and all this sort of stuff, and that's the sort of stuff that they always talk about. And you can kind of get swept into that at times. You'd be like, oh fuck, maybe that's what I want. Then you put the stress on yourself. Well, you know, to have that sort of a thing, I need to make more money. If I need to make more money, I need to do this. And you know, what I'm actually doing with my life. So getting swept up in what matters to other people isn't prioritizing what you want. You got to understand your own values and what matters to you. And then when you start to understand what matters to you, then all the other shit doesn't. Who cares? Who cares? I'm 37. The typical thing for a fella of my age, you know, I should have a steady job. I should be settled down. I should own my own house. Should probably have a few kids running around. Maybe I do. Don't know. But anyway, but I'm not getting swept up on what other people think I should do. Who gives a flying fiddler's fuck? You know, I'm enjoying what I'm doing. I have now this new ability to work from anywhere, work from a playground that I'm not supposed to be in, breaking the law. But you know, it's understanding what matters to me. You know, my freedom at the moment matters to me, and being able to, if I want to, get back to Ireland and live there if I choose to, and not have a business that ties me down to the one spot. That was a huge thing to me. That mattered massively. And now I've managed to achieve that. So it's understanding your values and what matters to you. And as I said just before I got onto that point, get off the old social media, because that shit is a filtered version of people's lives that they like to put out there to make you feel that they're having the fucking time of their lives. And people are putting up all sorts of shit at the moment during lockdown of them on holidays from 2 or 3 years ago, because I know for a fact those holiday photos and when people are on a beach all tanned and titted are not being taken recently. You know, so I don't know where the fuck they're getting the photos from, but they're not from any time recent anyway. That's for fucking sure. Anyway, that's how you prioritize yourself. Do it. Giddy up. Catch you later. Break the law.